Hi everyone, so today we're going to talk about diet, okay? Again, this has got a really big impact for mental health and physical health and well-being as well as for teeth. So there's loads of good reasons to think about what we're eating. The biggest thing that we always harp on about is sugar. So we say to people, just try and stick to 4 times of eating a day, but don't have any sugars in your drinks or foods, or no snacking things in between meals. But we don't always say to people what we're talking about when we're talking about sugars. So it's not just the refined processed things that you get in cakes and biscuits and sweets. It's also things like natural sugars. It's what's in your fruits, it's what's in your fruit juices, it's in your carbohydrates as well. And I know because recently I've been changing and looking at my diet to try and reduce my risks of diabetes because it runs in the family, and heart disease because it runs in the family. There's an awful lot of sugars that are hidden in our foods too. So if you're looking at things like bread in the supermarket, for example, a lot of them have got added sugars to help keep them preserved for a lot longer, and sometimes it's to help activate all the yeast and things, but it's a sugar that we don't necessarily think about. It's not one that you think, hang on, that's a hit, that's a sugar hit. It's going to affect my teeth, it's going to affect my risk of diabetes, it's going to affect my risk of heart disease. So when we're thinking about this, we're thinking, how can we make ourselves healthier for the long run? So we're reducing our risk of all sorts of other systemic diseases, but also our risk of getting decay, our risks of gum disease. There's more and more research coming out now that sugars might be related to the gum disease, and we know that definitely diabetes and gum disease are very, very much related. So diet is hugely important. We need to make sure, again, this really helps with our gum disease, that we're getting a good level of vitamins and minerals. The more we're getting of those, it has been scientifically proven, the better your gums are and the better your gum health. So we're not just thinking sugars, we're thinking vitamins, we're thinking vegetables, we're thinking fruits. So from a decay point of view, we're going to say to people, right, eat a maximum of 4 times a day. 3 times a day is great, but maximum of 4. Leave it a couple of hours in between eating so that your mouth has a chance to recover. And that's really important. And you can chew gum after eating as well to help stimulate saliva to help your mouth recover faster. But if you want to have any of the sweet treats and the fruits and the fruit juices, put them with your meal. If you put them with your meal, it counts as one hit. And that really is so important for not just your teeth. So it's not just when we eat, it's what we're eating, and making sure it's also how we eat it, it's chewing it as well to make sure we don't get indigestion or something, and keeping your teeth for longer. And there is nothing better than your own tooth, but keeping your teeth for longer means you're able to eat more. When you have dentures, if people end up with dentures, you can't eat the same diversity of food that you could before. You don't enjoy your food so much, you can't chew your food so much. Or if people have got lost teeth, they find that they're not getting that same pleasure from eating, and your quality of life can really reduce, and this can have an impact on your mental health. So I think it's really important that we talk about health and the body and the mind all as one, but also how your diet can influence that. So my top tip for today is to be aware maybe of what's in your food and what you're eating. And sometimes healthy choices aren't always a healthy choice. If you start looking at what's in these smoothies and what added extras and things people are packed into the healthy foods, because they often, if something's been less in fat, they've made up for it by adding more sugar, or those kind of things. Just read the labels, have a really good look at that. And the best thing that you can do is it's your fresh fruit, your fresh veg, your fish, your meats. You don't really need so many carbs and things, but you can get all of these things, and you can even make really good environmental choices at the same time by cutting out the plastics. There's so many things you can do, make this a real positive. But that age-old adage of you are what you eat is really true. So diet, from my point of view, is not just about stopping the holes in the teeth, it's about improving the gums, it's about reducing your risk of cardiovascular disease. We all know I qualified as a cardiac physiologist before I did dentistry, so heart's really important to me. I absolutely love talking about anything to do with health. So yeah, really think about it. Have a look what's in your plate. Read the back of the packets, and just look after yourself. Take this time to make some really positive changes for you, and I guarantee you will feel better. Take care.